Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we are discussing the episode of Prithu Maharaj. We will continue that discussion of Prithu Maharaj. Like we'll conclude that, and then we'll go ahead. So basically, we have seen how Prithu Maharaj is such a like is a Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So yeah, in Prithu Maharaj, we have seen how he is like an incarnation of the Lord, like is an like Shakti avatar, and he has appeared from the like churning the hands of Vena, and then when he appeared, all the gods have praised of his glorious activities. Then we have seen how Prithu Maharaj he even controlled Mother Earth and produced the whatever necessity things which are required for all the citizens, and all others also got benefit by taking their requirements from Mother Earth. And then we have seen an episode of dealing with Indra, like Indra became envious of Prithu Maharaj while he was performing 100 sacrifice. But still, on hearing the words of Brahmaji, he desisted fighting with Indra, killing Indra, and seeing that sacrifice of Prithu Maharaj, Brahmaji was pleased, and the Lord also has appeared, and Lord also instructed him very nicely what he should do and how he should protect all the citizens and engage them in sacrifices and performing them in bhakti. Then Prithu Maharaj, seeing the Lord, which very affectionately, he also glorified the Lord. And the main prayer that he offered to the Lord was, I want millions of years so that I should not miss your katha wherever it is happening. And I want the association of your devotees. So this is the main prayer that he asked. And I don't want liberation, but I want to continuously perform bhakti. So this is and the Lord was very much satisfied with his desire that only willing to perform bhakti. And he benedicted and he left. So later on, Sanat Kumara, 4 Kumaras have come. Later on, like Prithu Maharaj instructed all his citizens that engage nicely in dharmic activities and sacrifices and worship the Lord even while doing your duties. So while you doing your duties also, you Brahmanas, they are very dear to the Lord. So in this way, while instructing them, the Brahmanas, like topmost personalities like Son Chatush Kumara has come. So he demonstrated how to deal, how to respect them. He washed their foot, lotus feet, and respectfully inquired about what is the highest good for all the people, for their citizens, in what way they will get highest benefit. Then Sanat Kumara, they also instructed Prithu Maharaj that you should the nice instructions how to practice bhakti. One should be without harming others, regularly perform devotional service, and one should aim always worship the Lord even for other benedictions also, and one should be mainly concerning about the moksha rather than other things. And finally, by performing pure devotional service, one will attain that. And it is very difficult to remove the contamination in the heart by other processes. But by bhakti, one can easily remove all the contaminations. So in this way, he got instructions, nice instructions from Sanat Kumaras also. So this is how various glorious activities of Prithu Maharaj was mentioned. So in this chapter, how he is going back to Godhead. So that is mentioned. So Prithu Maharaj, he after seeing that he has gone, he was like he developed old age. like he's like little bit getting old. So that time he kind of divided his kingdom among his sons, and he thought that he can now retire to the forest and perform vanaprastha duties. So he has appeared to establish dharma in this world. He completely established that dharma, and that which is the order of the Lord. He fulfilled that. And so while all the citizens, they were all grieving, lamenting that while he was going, because he was a great king, he always protected them. So, but still he left that place to enter into Vanaprastha ashram along with his wife. So in Vanaprastha ashram, just like previously how meticulously he ruled earth, he showed by example. Similarly, in Vanaprastha ashram also, he underwent severe austerities to set the example for others. So just like he ruled nicely so that all the people can follow him dharmically. So similarly, he is setting example in Vanaprastha ashram also. So in previous ages, like people who are like performing Vanaprastha, they used to, Vanaprastha ashram is basically the after retirement, one will engage their life in complete for the self-realization. So they perform lot of austerities, and so in that way they will perform. So like Prithu Maharaj, if you see, he underwent severe austerities, which are like he is eating only the kandamula, which is like some whatever fruit, like something like fruits, and well, like something which is available from the roots of some trees, trunks, some fruit, dried leaves. And after some time, he started drinking only sometimes water, sometimes air. So like that, he was like performing like austerity of the eating. And also in summer, he used to place himself in for like all fire around himself, and above sun was burning. And in the rainy season, he situated himself in the torrents of rain. And in the winter, he was like undergoing severe, uh, like he was putting himself in water up to the neck. So in this way, like the very severe austerities he was undergoing, and he was sleeping on the floor. So that the like previous ages they were able to do, but in our like current like especially our Srila Prabhupada, he is writing here that like they are, he is setting example for vanaprasthas how to act, but we can take the principle and we can apply the like these in terms of practicing Krishna consciousness. We have some simple enjoyable rules that we have, that we can chant Krishna's holy name, participate in the kirtan. So these are all very blissful, joyful activities. So we can reduce our eating and simply participate in the bhakti activities. That will guarantee us going back to Godhead. So we can take the inspiration from Prithu Maharaj and simply practice bhakti, hearing, chanting, and remembering the Lord, worshipping the Lord. So all these things will actually benefit us. So in this way, we can take the example of Prithu Maharaj in our life also. And he is like all these things, why he is doing. The purpose for all these things is that he has a desire to worship Krishna. So that is that, like all the austerities that anyone perform, those austerities are meant to basically satisfy Krishna or worship Krishna. So that is like his vow. So previously, like even other, like if we see uh, the Bhagavatam examples, like even the gopis also, sometimes they performed austerities, but their only aim is to attain Krishna. So performing austerities for the pleasure of Krishna and achieving him is also like is a one of the principle of bhakti. So, but our austerity is like following Ekadashi, following the vratas like Kartik month, which is coming from the next month, and appearance days of the Lord. So these are all the austerities where we focus more on the worshipping the Lord and remembering the Lord rather than our bodily necessities. So in this way, he is performing austerities, and because of that, he destroyed all his karma. And because of those austerities, he became joyful in his heart, and he was able to control his mind and senses. So in this way, he was able to cut the bondage to this material world. And previously, Sanat Kumara's instructions, whatever they have given, he followed all of them and simply worshipped the Supreme Lord in those instructions. And in those instructions, when he's completely engaged in worshipping the Lord with those, he developed love for the Lord. And by that love, when that bhakti developed in his heart, he completely knowledge and detachment automatically arise in him with that unflinching devotion. So that knowledge and renunciation. So because of that, he they automatically arrived, and by the process of that bhakti itself also freed from the false ego of like I am the body, I am the subtle body. So in this way, subtle body got destroyed, and he was like completely like kind of situated in all the doubts of him were completely removed. So in this way, he was like achieving liberation. And in this way, like while he was practicing that, the because of knowledge and detachment, so many siddhis also came, but he did not accept any siddhi. But there is a like some mystics, they accept some process of giving up the body. So there is the yogis and jnanis, they will give up their body using particular method. So although devotees, they did not practice that, they just by practicing bhakti, remembering the Lord. So the Lord will facilitate his leaving the body, but still he wanted to eagerly immediately go back to spiritual world and start performing service to the lotus feet of the Lord. So he having the siddhi of leaving the world having attained, he started performing that siddhi. So he like the process is that he blocked his anus with his ankles and slowly raised air from his Mooladhara chakra to Swadhisthana chakra, Manipura chakra, Nahat chakra, Vishuddhi chakra, Ajna chakra, which is like yogic process. And by raising air to the Brahmarandra, and he kind of on his contemplation, he was like merging all the bodily elements one after the other, the way they are like kind of generated. So this contemplation, basically, I am not this body kind of contemplation. So after doing that, he was completely detached, and he is situated as a jiva separate from subtle body. And in this way, he was like kind of situated in his spiritual body, and he left his body. In this way, he gave up his body while sitting up. And Archie, so Archie, when Prithu Maharaj left for the forest, she voluntarily followed in Prithu Maharaj, just like Mother Sita followed Lord Ram, or Gandhari followed Dhritarashtra when he left. Similarly, Archie followed Prithu Maharaj, and her only pleasure was that her husband was respectfully dealing and putting his hand. So she did not experience any pain, even though she is in the forest and performing austerities, living like a sage, and was determined only to please the husband, because husband Prithu was always respectful and lovingly dealing with her, so she did not felt any pain. If you remember, like in Ramayana, Mother Sita, she was like so happy in even though she was in forest, just by serving, being in the association of Lord Ram. So she did not feel any of the pleasure of any of the pain of the forest, or living like in the laying down on the ground, etc., because she was in the company of Lord Ram. So like that, she is also very happily serving the Lord, serving Prithu Maharaj. And now, when she saw that Prithu Maharaj is like he was not moving, and he noticed that there are no life symptoms. So immediately she understood that he left the body. She lamented for a while, and uh, she wanted to finish the funeral rites because she was alone. She alone performed all the rites, take bath in the lake, and offer water to her husband. And seeing that many devatas have come, she offered obeisances to them, and she circumambulated the pyre, that he left, that fire, and she entered that fire. So this is like previous ages they used to follow, but later on it was like kind of imposed or forced upon the people. Therefore, it has to be stopped. So then all the devatas in the higher planetary systems, they were all observing that, and uh, they were kind of drums were sounded, and they showered flowers, and they discussed among themselves. The devata, wives of the devatas, they started discussing about the glories of Archi. So this, she is most fortunate, and just like Lakshmi worshipped Lord Vishnu, she worshipped her husband, who is like the king, and she is traveling in the sky, and wherever Prithu Maharaj is going, she is also following. So Prithu is actually, he is going to the Vaikunta in the Vimana, and Archi is also going. In general, like when a wife respectfully serves husband nicely, in the next life he will attain the same destination as the husband. There is a like kind of patiloka. But here Prithu is a devotee, and he perfected his life and achieving Vaikunta. So therefore she served nicely Prithu Maharaj. So she is also going back to Godhead along with Prithu Maharaj. And these devatas, they are praising the human form of life. Like say they were saying that, see how glorious is the human form of life, that they with their short span of life, like compared to devatas, humans have very short span of life, but still they are achieving the abode of the Lord, which is like completely free of all the anxieties. So, and the people who have attained this human form of life, which will award this kind of destination, but if they are simply engage their life in just enjoying their senses, they are they are like getting cheated, and they are simply killing their own soul. So in this way, they are like, even the devatas, they are appreciating this concept is there. Like even in fifth canto, in other cantos also, devatas, they say that this human form in Bharatavarsha is more glorious than other lives in other places. So that is the glory that was mentioned. And in this way, Prithu Maharaj's story, the great story is mentioned. And whoever faithfully hears or reads or makes others hear, they will also attain the abode that Prithu has attained. And if someone has having other desires, like Brahmanas, they will become most learned kings. They will become leaders of the world, and the Vaishyas, merchants, they will become wonderful. They masters of many cows, and they will be progressing in their field. And even the Shudras, they will become the best devotees. And a person who doesn't have no reputation, he will become famous. And if he is a fool, he will become a pandita. and the story of Prithu Maharaj hearing, it will bring so much auspiciousness and destroy all inauspiciousness. So like that, so much glorification of the hearing process is given. Those who want dharma, artha, kama, moksha, and who hears with faith, they will achieve that. And if they want long life, fame, wealth, swarga, everything will be achieved. And if a king wants victory, he will also he will gain victory over his enemy. And but basically one should hear, makes others hear, recite this story, actually while not desiring other things, but actually to cultivate pure bhakti. So in that way, that is the main actual result of hearing about Prithu Maharaj. So in this way, the story is narrated. One who like respectfully hears and avoiding all the material association, they will attain prema for the Lord. So which will cross over this material existence. In this way, this Prithu's story is mentioned. The next, in the lineage of Prithu Maharaj, the next story comes about Prachetas and Prachini Barhi. So Prachetas, we'll see. The Prithu Maharaj, his lineage was mentioned that Prithu Maharaj's son we have now seen Vijitashva Antardana. Like previously, he was like when Indra, he was stealing the horse of Prithu Maharaj. So that time, Prithu's son, this son Vijitashva, he went and conquered. Like he brought back horse. So, but he did not kill Indra, knowing that Indra was a great personality. So therefore, Indra was pleased with him, and he gave the ability to disappear at his will, on his will, Antardana. So in this way, he became Vijitashva. Vijitashva has several sons, like through his different wives. And he was ruling, but he thought that while he was performing his kingly duties, they were like there are many duties of a king. Like he has to collect tax, he has to punish the citizens. So all these are like he felt painful. So therefore, he kind of on the plea of a long sacrifice, he gave up. He was like completely worshipping the Lord, and he uh, he was like he worshipped the Supreme Lord, and he attained that planet. In this way, he left. And after that, Havirdhana has six. Like the son, one of the son of Vijitashva is like Antardana, is like Havirdhana. And Havirdhana has son Barhisha. So this Barhisha, Prachina Barhi is also called. He was like so he was like so attached to performing sacrifices that he was like spreading kushagras all over the world, and he is performing sacrifices. Therefore, his name is also called as Prachina Barhi. And Prachina Barhi story will also come in the next chapter onwards. So we will see Narada Muni seeing that how he is so much entangled in karmakandi activities, performing sacrifices. So he comes and enlighten him and makes him a devotee. So that story, wonderful story, we'll see. And through Prachina Barhi, that Barhishat, he has 10 sons. They are called as Prachetas. And Pracheta story will come here and at the end of this canto, we'll see. So, like before becoming situated in their rulership and entering married life, they their father ordered them to underwent severe austerities. So before that, one important Prachin Barhi is spreading, like he was wherever he is going, he is performing sacrifices, and all over that he is spreading kusha grass. So like our Srila Prabhupada, he gives us also advice that currently in this age, the main yajna that was recommended is Sankirtan yajna, Nama Sankirtana. So like we can also try to spread the glories of, try to arrange Nam Sankirtan wherever we go, and like all places all over the world, this process of Nama Sankirtan Yajna can be performed, and in this way, the world will become happy, because in Nama Sankirtan, one will experience the bliss of Krishna consciousness. So in general, the happiness that one will gain by performing bhakti is especially easily felt whenever we are doing Nama Sankirtan. So with the association of the devotees, when we are together coming and chanting the holy name, so that will give a lot of bliss in the heart. So in that sense, one can experience that and then propagate that and facilitate that. That he is also writing. And by that yajna, the whole world become happy and peaceful. In this way, we can perform that. So these prachetas, before ruling, they were ordered to perform austerities. So they went to a place, to a great lake, and they performed austerities. And in that austerities, it was mentioned that Lord Shiva met them and gave prayers for them to chant. So they meditated on those prayers. So hearing that, Vidra asked that how did Prachetas met Lord Shiva? And because Shiva is generally very rare to get darshan, and he is always self-satisfied, but whoever worships him, he fulfills their material desires. So please narrate them. So Maitreya says that Prachetas, when they were traveling to the western side to perform austerities, they came across a beautiful lake. So that lake was very beautiful, very calm, just like the mind of a sage. So lake was compared to the mind of a sage, because the mind of a sage is said to be like a very calm, peaceful. It will not agitate by external disturbances. So similarly, that lake was very beautiful, and it was very beautiful, filled with lot of wonderful flowers like lotuses, which bloom in the daytime, nighttime, and wonderful birds like swans, cranes, chakravakas, ducks, and so many wonderful trees and creepers, auspicious trees and creepers, which is like very, very beautiful to look into, and so many intoxicating bees were humming. And it was like a Manasotsava. It was a great festival for the mind to see the beautiful spot. And even there is like lot of music was there. Gandharvas, they were all playing music there, and seeing them. And these are like very, very attractive. Seeing that, the Prachetas became very astonished. So in that place, when they went, so that time Lord Shiva appeared. He came out from that lake, and he was like glorified by his associates. And his form is described that he is having a golden form, and he is having a blue throat and 3 eyes and brilliant face. So in this way, he is coming, and all his followers, they were glorifying him. So in this way, Lord Shiva has appeared. So the seeing Lord Shiva, they were all surprised, and they were like respectfully offered their respects, and they were like very happy. So Shiva is said that whoever surrenders to him, he will drive away uh, and, their distress, and he is very much like affectionate to people who follow dharma, because prachetas, they were all following dharma and had all the good qualities. He started speaking to them with great happiness. So Shiva started speaking that you are all sons of Barhisha. I know what you want to do. So therefore, I have come and gave my darshan to give you mercy. So why he is giving mercy to the prachetas? That is especially mentioned that Yah param brahmasa sakshat trigunat deva samyita bhagavantam vasudevam prapanna sapriyo hime. So whoever surrenders to Lord Vasudeva, like who is like beyond the three modes, beyond the jiva, beyond the even the other aspects like Brahman or Prakriti. So that Vasudeva, whoever surrenders to that Lord Vasudeva, he is very dear to me. So Lord Shiva is saying that whoever is worshipping Lord Vasudeva, surrendering to him, he is like very, very dear to him. So like whoever worshipping Lord Krishna or Vasudeva, he is very dear, not that more than whoever worships me or whoever worships other devatas. So in this way, he is saying that whoever worships Lord Vishnu, he is very dear to him. And he gives that gradation. He says that Swadharma Nishta Shatajanma Bhipuman Virinchitan Eti. So whoever fixes their dharma for 100 births, he will attain the place where Virinchi, the Brahma resides. Tatah Param Himam. But whoever performs more glorious activities, more pious, then he will achieve me, Shiva's abode, or he will reside, he will come to me. So that means Shiva's position is greater than Lord Brahma. But then he says that Avyakrutam Bhagavato Atavaishnavam Padam Yadaham Vibhuda Kalatye. But the like whoever is more worships Lord Vishnu by their unalloyed devotional service, they will directly achieve Vaikunta. And just like I myself reside in Vaikunta in another form, and Devatas also, after they like qualified Devatas, when they give up their body, in their subtle body, they will also attain that Vaikunta. So in this way, Shiva only giving the gradation of the persons of achieving the great positions like Brahma, Shiva, Vaikunta is the highest. And especially he says that Ata Bhagavata Yuyam Priyasta Bhagavan Yada. You devotees are very much dear to me, just like Supreme Lord is dear to me. And devotees also hold me dear, just as they hold the Lord dear. So Shiva, he loves devotees and devotees love Lord Shiva. So therefore, I will give you this special mantra and for which will benefit you highest benefit. So please hear this. So in this way, Lord Shiva, because they are all devotees, they wanted to worship Lord Vishnu, he is giving this mantra. So Prachetas were very respectful. They stood with folded hands. And that merciful Shiva, who has mercy towards Prachetas, he started speaking. So this is a prayer called as Rudra Gita. And this prayer, it was mentioned that whoever recites this prayer in the morning, they will attain all auspiciousness. So we will see this prayer. I will share. So this prayer is basically like a prayer to make the bodily elements to purify, and then he offers prayers to remember the form of the Lord. And then he offers prayers to get the association of the devotees, and he glorifies the Lord in connection with the material world. So in that way, this prayer is offered. So first we will see like little technical, but I will try to explain. He says that like he wanted to purify his bodily elements so that they are fit for offering worship to the Supreme Lord. So we all like this is like again it goes to the like previously we have discussed how all our bodily senses mind, intelligence, subtle body, everything is controlled by the devatas. And there are upasya devatas. So he glorifies all the upasya devatas. First, before praying to them, he says that, Lord, let there be all victory to you, because all glories to you. Jai Jai. Jitam. Jitam is all glories, because you have shown, you have revealed your supreme form. This is like most wonderful form. Even for in order to produce most auspiciousness state for even the best of the Atmaramas. So, swastaye swastirastume. That means even for the great self-realized souls like Shukadeva Goswami, who are situated beyond the matter, they are also eternally situated in a position of performing devotional service to you. So, and you create that auspicious position for them. Let me also have that auspiciousness to me. And you are supremely worshipable, and you give perfect instructions of worshipping you. So let me have the perfection also by worshipping you. So in this way, he glorified the Lord, and he starts offering prayers to different devatas, upasya devatas. He says that we know we have antahkarana, which is compared to, which is like having the four aspects: chitta, ahankara, and mana and buddhi. And we have upasya deities for all the four. So chitta is controlled by Vasudeva. So he is offering obeisances to Lord Vasudeva, who is the controller of all the tanmatras and senses. He is deity of chitta. So that why he is praying to Vasudeva? So that my chitta should become peaceful and unchanging, and then it should be it should be, my chitta should be conscious of bhakti, so that by revealing your wonderful beauty. So please make you reveal your beauty, so that my chitta will enjoy the bhakti, and it will always become peaceful and unchanging. So it will not agitate. In this way, is offering prayers to Vasudeva, who is the like upasya deity of the chitta. Like if one wants to purify one's chitta, one should worship Lord Vasudeva. Then he is offering prayers to Sankarshana. So Sankarshana is the deity of Ahankara. Ahankara is a false ego, and Sankarshana is also he is also the destroyer of the universe at the time of annihilation, and he is the master of integration also. Like he is the one by which everything comes together. So he is offering prayers to Sankarshana, which is like upasya deity of Ahankara, false ego. So basically, because of this false ego, we are identifying with our body and the subtle body and this body. And because of that identification, we are identified with the things which is in connection with the body, like our families, other relatives, or our houses, everything. So this is called as like two things will be there: my ego and mamatva. So like ego is like identifying with the body, and mamatva is anything in connection with that body. It's like that possessiveness with that body, in connection with the body. So these are the two things that will bind us. But now he is praying to that Sankarshan that please, uh, please, please make me give up all my attachments. So many infinite attachments I have to my body, to my house, and so several things in connection with the body and house. So that because of my false ego, which is working in terms of aham and mamata, ego and possessiveness. So make me detached from that, but also make me attached to the possessiveness that Lord belongs to me. Possessiveness to the Lord. I want detachment from the bodily things in connection with the body, but I want attachment to as a the servant of the Lord. I should identify myself as a devotee. So generally, Lord is said to be Vishaya and devotee is said to be Ashraya. So Ashraya, Vishaya, that means in the devotee, in his heart, there is bhakti. So therefore, he is the Ashraya Tattva. That means bhakti takes shelter of the devotee's heart. And the object of that bhakti is Vishaya, that is the Supreme Lord. So therefore, he is saying that my ego, ahankara, that my identification should be, I am as a devotee of the Lord. That should be my identity. And my mamatva, my possessiveness to the Lord. I should be more attached to possess the Lord. I should feel that Lord belongs to me. So in that way, my ego and possessiveness should act. This way is praying to Sankarshan. Such a nice prayer. So generally we identify with our body and these things, but if we identify ourselves as a devotee, that ego will save us from all the material identification. So that he is offering prayers. And then our intelligence is controlled, is the upasya deity of intelligence is Pradyumna. It is controlled by Devata like Brahmaji, and false ego is controlled by Devata like Lord Shiva. Mind is controlled by Soma, moon god. But these are like Upasya deities, who is like expansion of the Lord. Pradyumna is the Upasya deity to purify intelligence. Who is offering obeisances to Pradyumna, who is the enlightener of the who is the enlightener of the universe, Pradyumna, because he is offering his obeisances so that my intelligence should get up and situate himself in bhakti. So the supreme intelligence in which the supreme intelligence is that intelligence which situate himself in the process of bhakti. So therefore he is praying to Pradyumna to situate himself in the bhakti. And then he is praying to Aniruddha with the who is the Upasya deity for the mind, and he is the chief. The mind is said to be the chief of all the senses because all our senses are controlled by the mind. So he is the director of that mind. So what is his prayer to Aniruddha? That my mind should attach itself to the Lord's lotus feet through bhakti, and it should be always in perfect state of, and that cleanliness means always be purified. So in this way, I am offering prayers to the Aniruddha. In this way, he offered prayers to Upasya deities of the Antahkarana. Now, he is offering, after purifying our Antahkarana, he also offered prayers to the Devatas, presiding deities of the elements, which form our body. Like as we mentioned previously, like different elements, like our eye is able to see, which is connected to the form. So the controlling deity is Surya. So he's offering obeisances to Surya. That who Surya is the expansion of the Lord in the form of Surya, who nourishes the Jiva by supplying rain, etc. We know that all our we cannot create rain on our own. Surya Dev, he is there, he is coming, and he is evaporating water, and then we are able to gain the rain. Sometimes Surya is said to be Prataksham Devam because all other devatas we will not be able to see. But Surya we can see and then experience the benefit of Surya in our life directly. So he is evaporating water and giving the rain, and he is the door to heaven and liberation. So what is the prayer to Surya? That like Surya Dev is a controlling deity of even our eyes. So my eyes become purified so that I will be able to see the form of the Lord. So similarly, is praying to Agni, who is the controlling deity of speech. So like the Agni is the one who performs all the activities of the yajna. So let my speech always glorify the glories of the Lord. In this way, he is offering prayers to the speech. And then because mind is very difficult to control, he is again offering prayers to the controlling deity of mind, which is Soma, which is moon god. So moon god is the one who provides the offerings to Pitraloka and Devatas. So my mind should always be engage in bhakti, and please purify my debts to the Pitrus, Devatas and others. So just by worshipping the Lord, all these debts will be purified. So my mind should continuously engage in bhakti. And also Soma, Soma, moon god is said to be the one who gives taste for all the vegetables and fruits, etc. So he is praying that you are the one who gives taste for the jivas, form of all taste. So let my tongue also taste the sweetness of things related to the Lord. So especially the prasadam of the Lord is said to be the remnants, the taste after the Lord tastes. That taste will be coming through us in the form of prasadam. So let me accept that prasadam. So in this way, he is offering praise to Soma, and he is also offering the Hiranyagarbha, who is like containing the said to be the soul of like all the souls together when they are at the time of creation. That form is called Hiranyagarbha, and he is also offering obeisances to Virat Rupa, who is consisting of the embodiment of all that complete form, is the form of all the elements. So it's like representing earth. So earth is connected to nose because earth is the one which provides the smell. So my nose should smell the fragrance of the Lord, and all my body and all the senses should in the service of the Lord. Offering praise to Vayu, who gives strength to our body, mind, and senses. So pranavayu, when it is in our body, it will give strength to all these things. So let me, all my body and all this power of the senses, mind, everything should make it suitable for worshipping the Lord. And also Vayu is the one which causes us to touch. So I should touch the softness of the Lord's body. And he is also offering praise to Dig Devatas, who are the controlling deities of sound. Sound is the one through which we can understand the Lord. So the Dig Devatas, they reveal the actual meaning of everything. And sound, that space is the one, it supports internally and externally everything. So I am offering prayers so that I should hear through my ears the beauty of the Lord, and through it should also, you should also reveal the meaning of the name, mantra, and bhakti scriptures. So Nama, the meaning of the name is that I should always engage in your service. So please reveal all these things. Reveal the meaning of the mantras. And finally, he offers obeisances to the Supreme Lord Krishna, who, like the Lord, all these are prayers to him only, basically in different manifestations of him. So you are the one who instigate dharma, and who also dharmas of pravritti dharma, nivritti dharma, like engaging in the matter and then engaging in liberation. You give the results of worshipping Pitrus, or if someone is performing adharmic activities, you give those results also. And for them, you give death and miseries. You are the topmost of benedictions. So you are the perfection of all mantras. You are the cause of all causes. I offer respectful obeisances. And I offer obeisances to Lord Shiva, who is the controller of false ego, who is like creating senses, elements, and devatas who create the identification. So who reveal Vedas. So in these various aspects, please purify my false ego and reawaken that I am the soul. I am the spirit soul, devoid of this material connection. So in this way, he offered wonderful prayers to purify his body. So after offering those prayers to purify his bodily elements, he offers prayers to, like, these are like all his bodily elements, they are getting purified. Now he directly offered prayers to purify his soul, so that he should remember the beauty of the Lord. So he says, Darshanam no didrukshunam dehi bhagavatachitam rupam priyatamam swanam sarvendriya gunanjanam. His desire is expressing that, please give me your darshan, O Lord, your wonderful form I want to see. Which form? Dehi Bhagavatachitam, which is worshipped by Bhagavatas. So Bhagavatas worship your beautiful form, which is very, very beautiful. And we are very eager to see that form. And Rupam Priyatamam Swanam, for your devotees, your own devotees Swanam, it is very, very dear. Priyatamam, most, it is like dear to their heart. And Sarvendriya Gunanjanam, and it enlivens all their senses. So such is the beauty of the Lord, and it is endowed with all qualities and senses. So that beautiful form of the Lord we want to see. So what is that beauty? Snigdha pravrut ganashyamam sarva saundarya sangraham charvayata chaturbahu sujata ruchirananam. Snigdha pravrut. So snigdha means very affectionate. It is like glossy or generating affection. It is very affectionate and very shining also. And pravrut means it is like a form of a rain cloud. Ganashyamam is like a rain cloud, and it is like kind of shining, that which profusely award whatever devotees desires. That is called pravrut, prakshena. So it is like, I want to see your beautiful form, which is like having Ganashyama. Lord is said to be Ganashyama, like the condensed cloud, how much like blue color. So that is like an analogy, but Lord's form is more beautiful than that. It is like shining and fulfills all the desires. Sarva Saundarya Sangraham. The Lord's form is filled with all the Saundarya. That means whatever beauty that we see in this world, the condensed beauty of that beauty is his form. There is no comparison to his beauty, and he is completely attractive by his beauty. And all beauty accepts him as most attractive. All beauty feels successful in being accepted by him. In this way, there are like so much beauty is there. Sarva Saundarya Sangraham, the Lord's beauty. And he is having Charvaita Chaturbahu, very beautiful four-armed form. Or this can also imply is like the Krishna's form, who exhibits sometimes like who exhibits the sometimes forearms to serve his lovers, or it can also represent his forearms are situated everywhere, like Garbhodak Sai Vishnu, or forearms are like Vishnu's four-armed form. So it can interpret in both ways. And Sujata Ruchirananam, his face is very, very most attractive, noble and attractive. Sujata Ruchira Ananam. And also Padma Kosha Palasaksham, his eyes are like compared to beautiful lotus petals. And Sundarabhru Sunasikam, when we are hearing the discussion of the glorious form of the Lord, we should meditate while hearing how Lord is so beautiful. He is having, because this meditation is actually when we hear attentively, when we meditate on this, we can remember this form in throughout our day and throughout in other aspects. Sundarabhru, nice, beautiful arcs. Sunasikam, he has a beautiful Nasika, nose, which is raised. Sudvijam, Sukapolasyam is uh, is is uh, his teeth are compared to like lotus, like jasmine buds, very, very beautiful. And fine teeth, like how when jasmine like birds they are arranged, they are more attractive. So like that, his teeth are mentioned. And he has nice forehead, like Sukapolasyam, nice forehead which is decorated. And Samakarna Vibhushanam, his ears are equally shaped and it is like nicely ornamented with ornaments, Makara Kundala. And furthermore, Preeti Prahasita Apangam, he is always bestows lot of affection through his glances. And Alakai Rupa Shobhitam, and Alakai means curly hair. He has beautiful curly hair on his head. And because of that alaka, because of that beautiful curly hair, his beauty is enhanced. And lasat pangaja kinjalka dukulam, his dress is shining, and his cloth is like the dress. Dukulam is like dress, is like shining like a yellow. The lotus flower has in between very glowing yellow glow. So in this way, it is that pollen color. It is shining. And Mrishta Kundalam, he is wearing kundala, which is like very, very shining. And Sfurat Kirita, like his Kirita is wearing Kirita, the Lord Vishnu wears Kirita, which is like very shining. And bracelets, uh, Hara Nupar Mekalam. Yeah, like in his arms, bracelets is there, Nupara in his legs, bracelet is there, Mekalam on his waist, there is bracelet. In this way, beautifully the rod is decorated. And he's also having Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. So these can imply the various ornaments that Vishnu holds, or it can also imply that Lord Krishna in his hand has all these symbols. Shankara Chakra Gada Padma. In this way, both it implies to meditation on Krishna as well as meditation on Vishnu. Mala Mani Uttama Riddhimat. And he's having beautiful necklaces on his body, which is like very, very beautiful. And he has Simhaskanda, his shoulders are like line, and it is shining with various ornaments on his neck, and which is like having Kaustubha Mani, another ornament. So it is shining. And Lord is also having a Srivatsa mark on his chest, which is like very beautiful lines of golden lines, which will defeat the beauty of some great stone, golden stone, which is having. That means it is very, very beautiful. Srivatsa mark also. And he has a navel which is said to be very deep. And whenever he is like uh, breathing, like it is compared to in banyan leaf, there is like a fold in between. So like that, it is moving inside and outside whenever it is inhaling and exhaling. And it is so beautiful that universe seem to be entering. The actually universe lotus flower comes from his lotus navel. So the universe seemed to be attracted by that beauty of that navel. It want to enter, like that. It is sometimes the description is given. So in this way, beauty of his navel is compared. And then he is having Shyama Shroni, like his black hips, they were covered with beautiful cloth, and it was covered with a nice Swarna Mekala, like a beautiful belt. And Samacharu, his feet is also, his feet is calves, and his ankles and his knees, everything is very, very symmetrical and very, very beautiful Sudarshana. And he is requesting you just please raise your lotus feet little bit. You place your feet in one leg and you raise your lotus feet little bit so that we can see the beautiful symbols that are present in your lotus feet, which will remove all the tamas in our heart. And from the shining that comes from your lotus nails, it will also remove all the ignorance in our hearts. In this way, you please bestow your mercy too, so that we can able to see your lotus feet. So it's like Lord Krishna's form is, especially in our temple, we see Krishna raises his feet little bit so that devotees can see the symbols in it, meditate on those symbols and freed from all the contamination of the heart. So in this way, he is meditating. So one who meditate on this complete form, what will happen? So we are hearing and meditating on that form. This is also one kind of meditation. So this, by meditating on that complete form, what will happen? Our soul will completely get purified. And when we develop that bhakti, devotion, and this will give freedom from fear of death. Even people who are engaged in their worldly duties and they remember this beautiful form, they will also achieve all the freedom from death and achieve perfection. So in this way, he glorifies the beauty of the Lord and prays that I should meditate on this form, and says that you are only obtained by bhakti, and with all others you will not be able to attain. So in this way, he glorifies bhakti and other things also. Maybe we will continue this prayer in the next section, and we will start to Paranjan section, which is very, very instructive, which is like describes how a living entity is entangled in this body, very graphically describes. So that also we'll discuss in the next time. So I will stop here. We'll continue our discussion in the next time.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Gaurav Krishna. I want to understand when we have to do the Lord Shiva chatting and Lord Krishna chatting.
Okay. So, like it is mentioned here, this prayer is given by Lord Shiva only, right? And Lord Shiva is mentioning, especially before meeting Prachetas, that I am very much pleased with you because you are worshipping Lord Vasudeva, Lord Vishnu, Krishna. And therefore I am appearing yourself. And he himself is giving the prayers to worship Lord Vishnu, like all these
Okay.
that we are seeing. So Shiva himself is recommending worship of Lord Vishnu in these prayers that we see. And also it is mentioned that when we worship Vishnu, all other devatas, they are already worshipped simultaneously. There is no need to separately worship all the devatas. So worship of Vishnu or Krishna includes the worship of Shiva, Brahma and all other devatas. So we need not separately worship him. But if we want to worship Shiva, we can worship him in one way. That we, like Shiva is the supreme most devotee of Lord Vishnu. So we worship Lord Shiva as an identifying himself as a devotee of Vishnu, so that please give me bhakti towards Vishnu. So in that way, as a servant of the Lord, of the devotee of Vishnu, we will worship Lord Shiva to give not for other material desires, but to give bhakti towards the Lord. In that way, we can worship Shiva. Shiva himself is saying that one who performs 100 dharma properly for 100 lifetimes, he will achieve Brahma. And whoever performs more nicely, he will achieve me, Shiva. But whoever directly worships Vishnu, he will achieve Vaikuntha. He is giving gradations. So from this also we can understand. So it is recommended that we can worship Vishnu or Krishna by most easier way to worship Lord Vishnu or Krishna is chanting Hare Krishna mantra. That is the most wonderful form. And we can remember the form that is being described by Lord Shiva here, which is very, very wonderful. He is describing. In this way, we can worship the Lord. And yeah.
Thank you
for
very much. Thank you
joining.
very much. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. So anyone else also wants to have some questions or?
Next week I'll be traveling to Chicago for some conference for 1 week. I'll be
Okay.
back on 22nd. Then I
Okay.
will again join with you this
Thank you.
bonding session.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
So
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Yeah, it was very nice. The beautiful description of Rudra Gita. That's beautiful, really.
thank you, Madhuri. So we'll end here. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Vandana Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Gurudev.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much.